I feel like I can tell you anything. Me too. Our secrets are safe.
Why would you do this to me?
The first time I saw her face that day, I didn't recognize it. It was the same face I had laughed with, cried with, and shared every secret with for over 7 years. But there was something in her eyes, a coldness I had never seen before. "Are you serious?" I whispered, my voice trembling. My hands were shaking and my chest felt tight, like it couldn't take a full breath. She shrugged, casual, almost detached. I didn't think it was a big deal. Those words hit me harder than any punch ever could, not because of what she did, but because she didn't seem to care. She didn't feel remorse, didn't seem to understand the gravity of what had happened. I backed away, my mind spinning. Memories flashed before my eyes. The sleepovers where we stayed up talking until 3 a.m., the time she held my hand when I broke up with Tom, the countless times I thought we had each other's backs. All of it, feeling suddenly fragile, like glass. How could someone who was supposed to love and support me betray me in the way she did? I wanted to scream, cry, disappear, but most of all, I wanted answers. I stood there, staring at her, feeling the weight of every secret, every trust I had given, crumbling, like sand slipping through my fingers. And then I asked myself the question that would haunt me for weeks. Was she ever really my friend? I'm Emma, 27, a graphic designer living in a small apartment in the city. Life has always been a mix of small victories and quiet disappointments. My parents divorced when I was 15, and I've spent most of my adult life balancing independence with a deep-seated fear of being alone. Then there's Lily, my best friend since middle school. Lily was the kind of person who could light up a room, even if it meant hiding her own struggles. She had curly, chestnut hair, a laugh that made you feel lighter, and an uncanny ability to know when something was wrong before I even said a word. We shared everything. College, heartbreaks, late-night cries over coffee, secret dreams about living in a tiny house by the sea. Lily and I were inseparable. I had a boyfriend, Jake, who I'd been dating for 3 years. Steady, kind, sometimes frustratingly practical, but he loved me in the ways that mattered. My family, well, my mom worked long hours and my dad lived 2 states away. Lily had become my anchor. Life seemed normal. Predictable even, but if there's one thing I learned, it's that appearances can be deceiving. We had a routine: morning coffees, late-night calls, movie marathons, venting about work and love. Every shared secret felt like a brick in the fortress of trust I had built around her, and I thought that fortress was unbreakable, until it wasn't. Even before the betrayal, there were subtle hints. Lily had been quieter lately, disappearing at odd times, canceling plans with excuses that didn't quite make sense. I pushed the feelings away, too busy with my own life, too desperate to believe my best friend could ever hurt me. But life has a way of showing you what's really there, and sometimes it hits harder than you're ready for. It all started on a Friday evening. I had just gotten home from work, exhausted, scrolling through my phone. A message popped up in my inbox from someone I didn't recognize. "Emma, I think you should know what Lily's been up to." My stomach dropped. I stared at the message, heart racing. I tried to convince myself it was a mistake, maybe a prank, but curiosity, that dangerous little thing, gnawed at me. I confronted Lily that night, quietly, nervously. We were sitting on my couch, the city lights shimmering through the window. "Lily, did you—" I couldn't even finish the sentence. "Did I what?" Her voice was calm, almost too calm. "Did you go behind my back? Did you betray me?" My words sounded harsh even to me, but I couldn't stop. She looked down, fiddling with her bracelet. "Emma, I didn't mean for it to happen. Then why? My voice cracked. Why would you do this to me? I was jealous, she admitted, finally meeting my eyes. Jealous of everything you have. Your job, Jake, your life. I didn't know what I was thinking. I wanted to feel important too. It felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. Her confession wasn't just shocking, it was devastating. Every memory, every moment of trust suddenly felt tainted. I couldn't speak. I couldn't cry. I just sat there, feeling betrayed in the deepest way possible. Lily had crossed a line I didn't think anyone could ever cross. The next few days were a blur. I avoided her calls, deleted messages, and tried to focus on work. But betrayal has a way of echoing, of creeping into your mind when you least expect it. I found myself replaying every conversation, every moment, looking for signs I had missed. The more I tried to avoid her, the more it seemed like she was everywhere. Mutual friends whispered, subtle glances and awkward silences at gatherings. Every interaction became a minefield. Then came the ultimatum. Jake, noticing my distance and turmoil, asked what was going on. I wanted to protect him from the mess, but the truth spilled out one sleepless night. It's Lily, I confessed. She betrayed me. I don't even know how to fix this. Jake was silent for a long time. Then he said gently, "Do you want me to confront her with you?" I shook my head. Part of me wanted to scream at Lily, to demand an apology, to make her feel the weight of her actions. But another part of me loved her. We had been through everything together. Could I ever let that go? Weeks went by. Lily tried to apologize, sent long texts, even showed up at my apartment unannounced. I ignored her. Until one day, I saw her crying outside a cafe, shivering in the cold rain, looking smaller than I had ever seen her. I froze. That girl, the girl who had shattered my trust, looked human again, vulnerable, fragile. "Emma, please," she whispered when I approached. I know I ruined everything. I can't take it back, but I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix this, but I need you to know that I am truly sorry. I wanted to walk away. I wanted to leave her in the rain, but something inside me, something soft and human, hesitated. It was my mom who finally helped me see things clearly. She listened patiently, letting me pour out my anger and hurt. Then she said something I'll never forget. "Emma, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't mean you have to be friends again, but it does mean you get to choose peace." Peace. The word echoed in my mind. Could I forgive Lily without pretending everything was okay? Could I reclaim my life without carrying the weight of betrayal forever? I decided to meet her one last time. We sat on the park bench where we had celebrated my birthday last year. Silence stretched between us until I finally spoke. "I don't know if we can be friends again," I said softly. "I don't know if I can trust you like before. But I want to try to understand why it happened, at least." She nodded, tears in her eyes. "Thank you. That's all I can ask for. I don't deserve it, but I promise I'll earn it." That day, I realized something important. Betrayal doesn't have to define us. Pain doesn't have to destroy us. It can teach us, guide us, and sometimes even bring us closer if handled with courage and honesty. Months passed. We didn't go back to how things were overnight. Trust had to be rebuilt slowly, brick by brick. But we learned to talk openly, to respect boundaries, to value the friendship for what it was, not what it had been. I also learned to value myself. I stopped letting fear of loneliness dictate my life. I focused on my career, my passions, my relationship with Jake, and my own emotional health. Lily and I laughed again. genuinely, tentatively, but those laughs felt more honest, more grounded. We weren't perfect, but our friendship had survived the fire, and that made it stronger in ways I never imagined. I learned that people can hurt us, sometimes deeply, but that doesn't mean we stop believing in love, friendship, or the goodness in others. Sometimes the hardest lesson is the most important. People are complicated, and so are relationships, but growth, understanding, and courage make all the difference. I sit by my window now, coffee in hand, watching the city wake up. The memory of betrayal still stings like a faint scar, but it doesn't define me. I think about Lily and the years we've shared. I think about pain, forgiveness, and how fragile trust can be. But I also think about resilience, about learning to see people and myself more clearly. Sometimes life will surprise you in ways you can't imagine. People you love may hurt you. You may feel like the ground beneath you is crumbling, but if you allow yourself to feel, to learn, and to grow, you'll come out stronger. She was my best friend, until I found out what she did. Yes, she betrayed me, but I chose to reclaim my story, my life, and my peace. And in doing so, I discovered that even in the darkest moments, we have the power to forgive, to heal, and to love again. Because sometimes, the hardest truths lead to the most meaningful transformations.